Hello world. It's your boy Rasta. Um, Again, these are new videos, so shortly, this is for men's mental health. If you're looking for a page that's honestly about trying to get ourselves healed, we're not a bashing page. So if you're looking for a lot of bashing to females, this probably ain't the page for you. But if you're honestly looking to heal, find a community in which that you're safe to be able to be like, hey, these are things that I'm going through and how do we handle it? We can figure it out together. Then this is a page possibly for you. And I would ask you to, if you like it, comment, subscribe, share, like. Let's build a community together. And I'm just an opinionated person, and there's things that work in my life that help me get to a mental capacity where I think I'm doing better. Not fully healed, but where I'm starting to heal mentally, you know what I mean, and be able to move forward and understand things. So for this first video, I'm doing the importance of a father to a son and a son to a father in a relationship. I did write notes, and you'll see me looking down, and forgive me for that, but again, we're figuring this out together. So I was willing to stay with me and help me along the way. Hopefully we can make this happen. So I titled it, Fathers and Sons Healing the Broken Chain. Peace to the world, it's your brother Rasta. Today we will talk about something deep. Fathers and sons to fathers, and the relationship between them and why they need each other. The problem, how we heal. It isn't a perfect story, but it is a ghetto Rasta story. The father is the son's first hero, his first role model. He is the man that the boy mimics. So is not the father the road that the boy follows, not knowing that he's following before he's conscious of his own being. And what I mean by this is, a lot of us can't remember when we're toddlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're not fully conscious of this. But your father being present and being there, you, whatever your father's doing, your father watching sports, you typically be like, I like sports as long as I can remember. Your father or somebody 9 times out of 10 kind of implanted that in your head before you was really conscious of your own being, because you was mimicking what was going on in your surroundings. My father was very educational, and he was into stuff like, and petting in front of us, like reading Rainbow. He built with his hands. My father always was real like into like trying to get us to gain knowledge. He would play the organ, so I remember like trying to play the organ, you know what I'm saying, and trying to figure out how to play different instruments. He would sit there and he'll break, you know what I'm saying, peanut butter cookies, and that's something he got from his mom. But just to stay on track, I would want to cook, you know what I'm saying. It's one of my passions now, and it's possibly because of him. So you mimic before you understand what's going on. So that is a part of the father having a role for the son before he even knows it. I'm going to try to get back on track. So if the father is broken or flawed, or just isn't, is that the boy's understanding to what life is. So if the father is deeply flawed and not healed himself, he is going to install them flaws into his son unknowingly, because if he's not willing to understand he's not healed, and a negative connotation, it can really go to the next generation. So if the father is absent, does the boy not look to others other than the father? The streets, women, or something unclear for guidance and clarity? Drugs. A father's presence not being there will lead to a boy not having wisdom, false wisdom. A father gives wisdom to his child. Without the father, he leads to false wisdom. sayings and knowledge that really is more survival mode compared to what getting through life, and he's shaped in the wrong, incorrect way. My apologies. I believe a father leads with, don't do what I've done, yet if you do it smarter than I've done it. So I'm going to give you the full story, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because a father's role for his sons to be better than him. We're talking about fathers who are trying. So when a father is trying, I want to give you all my knowledge to be like, hey, I want you to do this better than I did. Here's the skill sets that I know. Here's the format that I understand. Here's the blueprint that I got. Let's structure this and figure this out, and you step forward. If I took 2 steps, I need you to take 7. And I want you to make it further in life. Because I want nothing but greatness for you. You owe me nothing, but I want greatness for you. A father teaches his son to love. He teaches his son that it's okay to make mistakes, because mistakes are made to be done. He lets him know that it's okay to fall. It's okay to be broken, but you have to get back up and learn from that lesson, because it makes a wise man. A person who has not made flaws is not a wise man. They may be intelligent, but they're not wise. Mistakes make you wise, gives you wisdom. I always seen and always believe. I as Rastafari. And what I mean by protection, it leads me to remembering I was about 9 or less, and at this time, I'm with my father, and I got a lot of siblings. So I got siblings on my father's side, I got siblings on my mother's side. But again, talking to my father, I have a sibling that, you know what I'm saying, we share both parents. But I don't believe in this, so for the format to be out there in the universe for my siblings to see this, I don't believe in half siblings. All my siblings is my siblings. But just so the knowledge is understood, my sibling, me and him playing, and I remember coming in the house, and my father got all these rifles lined up. And I panicked, and I'm crying, and I'm hysterical. I'm more on the lines like, Dad, you finna go to jail. They're going to take you away from us, and we ain't going to see you ever again. Because my understanding, even before 9, was a black man with guns and firearms is a dangerous man to go to jail. And my father stopped me. And my father told me to get my brother. And he sat us down. And that's when we learned about one of the people that I carry to this day in my heart. Malcolm X. Detroit Red. Malcolm Little. Whatever name you want to put on this man. That's how I learned the introduction to this great man's mind. This wise, great man who don't get his credit, my father put me on to him. The man that they'll throw more dirt on his name than anything. And they'll give you a praise to another person, which I ain't about to turn this into that video, but my father told me about Malcolm X. He said, son, these rifles ain't for me to go out and hurt somebody. I'm not going to go out here and just shoot up the world. I'm not, who don't know we got guns don't need to know we got guns. I'm not about to go around toting. But these guns are for if somebody comes in here, I'm going to stop them and make sure y'all okay. This is how I'll make sure y'all okay. Because I have to be willing to give my life up as a father for y'all, my sons. And again, me being older as a father, I'll say I protect. If you get it, you get it. What don't need to be said, you know what I'm saying, is understood. So I follow that same thing. And it's that for that same format. I have 2 girls. So I gave this talk to my 2 girls a little sooner because I adapted to understand that I seen it and I panicked. So my thing was, let me get ahead of the panic and my girls see it. So I gave them the talk. And I was like, you don't touch. And I never locked my guns up. Never locked my guns in the safe. Even when they was adolescents, because I told them, I gave them the knowledge. I'm like, people die off of touching these guns. You're going to kill somebody and you take away your life. Then we got families and whoever is involved. So you do a ripple effect if you do this wrong. My point, a father teaches you how to love and protect, and see how it went from child to adulthood for me. Back on task. Sorry. Showing him to stand through his mistakes that he made. The father is the boy's first blueprint of skill sets to life. So without the father, the boy is lost. And I'm talking about more so you starting to get to teenagehood. A father is more needed as the boy becomes a teen. There's times and a place for the mother to take the front row, and I believe for the father to take the front row. Neither one is absent, but one needs to kind of take the lead, and the other just kind of supports a little bit more. And we can get into that provision in another video. But I do think this to be understood for a boy, a father needs to be there as his son becomes a teen. And respectfully, my father was dealing with life after a certain point. So after 9 years old, I had to leave. Me and my brother, had to leave living with him to live with my mom. And it was this dude life was life for this man. I never knew he was poor because my father, my father was a great father. I would not disrespect him. My father tried. He was a trying man, which that's the most important part. So with him being a trying man, life just happened to catch him. So different things kind of took him away from us. And then once something took him away from us, he kind of, I think, fought himself within that. And then something else kind of took him even deeper. And for a minute, it made him kind of irregular, bouncing in and out, but trying. You know what I'm saying? So I remember this time, I'm like maybe 13 years old, maybe 14 at the latest. And me and my other sibling, my little brother, I got a fresh fit. He got a fresh fit, and we with my friend, we're going to say Bobby for the story. I want to impress this girl, you know what I'm saying? I done got the fresh fit, you know what I'm saying? I'm smelling myself a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I got my hair together and everything. So I'm like, shoot, let's go down this street. And I just wanted to see me, and I just want to say what's up. Go down this street, and I knew what it was as soon as I seen the people. One, with my father being around, I probably would have been trying to impress the lady, and what's the way I was trying to impress her. He probably would have guided me in a different direction, like, hey, do you, and it's okay to like females, but don't go out of your way to impress. Let her see you, and y'all just kind of have a natural connection and go from there. Excuse me. But anyway, we go down this street, and I seen everybody. It's 3 of us, and I know it's about like 15 to 20 dudes. So we already know what it is. I'm like, shit. I told my little brother to get in front of the line because I knew what it was. I told my friend Bobby to get right behind him because I knew they was about to follow us. I'm like, all right, I gotta be the first one to take this punch. They about to pack us out. Exactly that. You know what I'm saying? And a couple corny dudes who, you know what I'm saying, I had this and that with the one-on-ones, they never wanted to do nothing one-on-one. So being a young man that, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure it out, so I got aggression, my friend got aggression, my little brother trying to figure out his aggression, and he, you know what I'm saying, so we ain't punks, but we going through life. They just happen to outnumber us that night. But they never wanted to do nothing one-on-one for the individuals who we had problems with, but they happen to have a large group, and they called us what they say is lacking. Packed us straight out. Took that first punch, knocked my glasses off, hit me about 3-4 times. My brother took off like I told him to do. My dude Bobby, you know what I'm saying, they catch him too, and they, you know what I'm saying, packing him out. And I tug at it, you know what I'm saying, and we get away, you know what I'm saying, like we ain't going out like no dummies. We swing here and there, but we gonna lose. So either you're gonna take the beating and get fucked the fuck up, or you know that do what you need to do to get out of there. So we lived to fight another day. Some would say it's cowardice. I think it was smart. But I may have prevented that situation if him there. Not in a bad way, but, you know what I'm saying, not trying to impress a woman and not being so aggressive thinking I need to move this way, trying to be in the streets here and there. You know what I'm saying? And again, my friend and my brother, you know what I'm saying? We all trying to figure it out too because we all got the same similar situation. And obviously now being grown, I understand them, that opposite party had that same similar situation. And I'm not mad at my father. I guess I kind of said this part without even knowing it. After my jumping, I was so mad. I didn't want my mother. I wanted my father. And at the time, I wanted my father there so he could teach me to hurt somebody. I'm like, I wanted to hurt every single body who put hands on me, my boy, my brother. I want them dead in my mind. When in reality, I just needed my father to be like, son, these things happen. What was you doing? How was you moving? What accountability was that in your fault? Could have been avoided. Men take L's sometimes. It's okay. Get back up, dust yourself off, and try again. It's a part of life, son. And that would have got me through. Because it tells you that it's okay to take a beating, physically, mentally, but get back up and go again. So that is the reason why boys need their fathers. Boys need their fathers. Part 2, why do fathers need their sons? I say legacy and accountability. Legacy and accountability is this. I am a part of my father's legacy. My father has other sons. There are a part of his legacy. Definitely not being rich. You know what I'm saying? As far as what they say, materialistic funding. Not rich. But your legacy is rich. How your kids carry themselves, the skill sets that they have, how they conduct, you know what I'm saying, their life, how they treat people, how they take disrespect. That's your legacy. And then how they have their kids and raise their families. Legacy. Accountability from a father. A father won't lie to his son if he wants the best for his son. It may not be... A father will give his son the ugliest truth because he like, son, I don't want you to step in these mud puddles. I don't want you to go through this pain. Basically, I live the pain for you, so you don't have to go through that. He's going to make sure he's not worried about all these other lanes because he's going to have to stay focused to keep his son straight and narrow. So the son holds the father accountable for being the father. Because if a father truly wants the best for his son, he has to stay in the right boundaries. The soft boundaries where the father can go in and out of, you know what I'm saying, and do his thing. But if he hit these hard boundaries and not do what he's supposed to, that's going to derail his son, and his son goes haywire. So that's what gives that father accountability, the soft edges to the bold ones. And it makes him do that even tighter for his son because he wants his son to do better. My father never lied to me, and I will say that he may have. What I mean by that, he may have meant to do something and it didn't happen. I don't consider that per se lying. This life was life, and he was dealing with something within himself that would take him. He was fighting to be there, and something was calling him to be elsewhere sometimes. So it wasn't an on-purpose lie. He was just dealing with the flaws that he had within himself, trying to fight and come above that. So he never lied to me. Even when he was going through, he like, son, this is what's going on, and I'm trying. Don't you ever do these things because it takes away from you. And it's taking me away from y'all to make sure y'all are okay. I can't always be there the way I am. I should be because of these things. I didn't fully understand then why my father was talking this way, and I really didn't take it to any type of knowledge. It just kind of went in one ear, went out the other. But as I grew, those little whispers start to stick. And with it sticking, you know what I'm saying, you will hear that little reminder like, son, it's okay to make a mistake. Because I'll make a mistake and I went to react in either a bad way or like I did the most wrong thing and it's going to end the end of all things. And it was just like, every once in a while I hear that voice like, and that's how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to make mistakes, son. Okay, I made a mistake. Let me slow down. Let me think this through. Let me figure this out. That's your father speaking to you with nuggets. And then eventually you'll start catching the nuggets as you go through life. You see what I'm saying? And this is what a flawed father. I want y'all to understand my father was flawed with beauty. I'm not nowhere near dissing my father. My father already know this video is coming out. I'm saying this because this is how much he did with his effort, doing the best that he can while he was figuring it out for himself. Fathers also break curses of their generation. My father is, if I think I got it right, he's considered a baby boomer. So, I think Silent was before him. So fathers back then wasn't saying to the baby boomers, hey son, I love you. Hey son, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to make a mistake. They was more so, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna come home, get the chores done, you're supposed to do, I'm gonna beat your ass. And that's just kind of what it was. And you were just supposed to know he loved you. But if you didn't hear it, ain't that a guess? Do you know? Or are you wondering? Do you think you fall short? Do you think you fall short of these things, or these different provisions of things? So he turned around and he made sure, he was like, son, I love you. Son, it's okay to make mistakes. Son, I didn't grow up hearing this from my father. My father, I'm not going to share a deep piece, I think, to kind of cut him, but I'll say it in this way. My father would know what I'm talking about. When my grandfather was passing, he heard something was said, and it was one of his last words. So how do you internalize that? If it was a possible negative connotation about the son himself, it can leave a permanent scar. So they break generational curses to make sure that their son goes further. And then so on and so on. So, with my father being absentee in and out of my being a teenager, I had, the day I had got married was a graduation day. So I seen my father in fulfillment in full again that time. I had a gap in my life where I got kicked out of the home, not due to what I thought was acting up, but just due to life, and then my mom didn't know how to deal with a young man. I had my older brother, again for that set, who thought different. You know what I mean? He's my older brother, and I love him, but I had to step kind of in front of him as far as like physical. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't like with this as the older we got, and it put me in situations. So I was getting beat up by older dudes. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, my first day of winter break, my mom kicks me out. I'm sleeping, you know what I'm saying, at the shopping save, and come to find out my father's like, something going on with my son, speaking on me, like, I'm not hearing from him, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like he out here in a way he shouldn't be at this time, you know what I mean? But it led me to getting married, found this person, and he came back way better. So keeping my arms open to my father and trying to understand, I had a lot of rage. And I think he probably, in which some ways had rage, he felt sorry, but he knew he had to forgive himself so he could keep going. And I had to be willing to understand and forgive. We had made so many more memories that we had got a house and building fences, helping repair roofs, building porches, finishing basements, working on cars, you know what I'm saying? And I was doing it with his tools, and we was buying tools because he was like, don't you ever rent a tool. You buy the tool so you can have the skill set, and you can always make money with your hands. I'm going to teach you a trade, son. And we would talk. One day my father would get called. And that's the one thing I said to my father. We had a talk, and it's an ugly talk. Nobody want to talk about a parent passing, but he let me know that it's safe and it has to happen. So he gave me the reality of, we have to have this talk, son. Father, I just want your tools. I don't want no money. I don't want nothing possessive. Give me the tools so when I'm working on something, you there with me. I hear your wisdom. I hear your spirit teaching me along the way. If I got a question when I'm down, I got you beside me. And then I got some of my grandfather's tools too as well. So I end with this. The father needs his son for legacy and accountability. The son needs the father for guidance and stability and teaching him how to love. And if they're flawed, they have to both be willing to forgive and ask for forgiveness and stay with open hearts. Because when God calls, as my father would say, you will never know who's going to give you your last glass of water. You never know when your last glass of water is going to be drunk. So treat people right because you want to be treated right. We have to do better. We have to break these curses from one generation to the next. Let's heal. Let's do right by each other. And let's do it together, rasta way. I and I, Rastafari, precincts, healing, and praise Jah. Peace. Like, subscribe, comment.